What's up, everybody? How are you all doing today? Welcome back to another episode of Nostalgic Videos. Yes, it has been a while since I made one of these, but I decided I was going to do a couple of Nostalgic Videos episodes, and today I wanted to do one on a movie that, actually, the first comic book movie I ever watched as a kid. And I know he's probably not watching because he is a Marine and he's always busy, but if he is watching, I thank you for showing me this movie when I was a kid because it got me into comics. So, thanks, Josh Matney. Thank you very much. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about the Michael Keaton Batman film. Now, before I start this, there are going to be some spoilers. So if you do not want to know about what happens in the movie, leave this video, go watch the movie, and then come back. I'll give you a couple seconds. Okay, so the Tim Burton Batman film is it is the very first serious Batman film we ever had, because before that we had Adam West and his Batman. But Tim Burton took this on, and one thing that you got to know about Tim Burton is he is very creative, and his worlds, whatever movie he makes, you believe that you're there. I mean, so like when you watch this, like you see the sets and everything, and you really believe you're in Gotham City. You see like the streets, you see how filthy it is, you see how big it is, you see it looks different from other cities. And that was one thing that I love that Tim Burton did, was he actually made you believe you were in Gotham City. And so, you know, I really appreciate that from Tim Burton. One thing that I am going to talk about is, I think Michael Keaton as the very first real movie Batman, really, really good decision. Because when you see Michael Keaton, you know, a lot of complaints people did was like, oh, well, because he was in Beetlejuice and other things, he's never serious. You know, he always makes you laugh and stuff like that. But in this, oh my gosh, he really steps it up and he is really serious. Like, when I see him, I see Bruce Wayne. When I see him as Batman, I see him as frickin' Batman. And one of the things is, I like Christian Bale as Batman. I do. But, I think Michael Keaton is more naturally intimidating than with Christian Bale, who's trying to be intimidating, whereas Christian Bale has that graspy growl voice. Michael Keaton just alters his voice a little bit. It's like with Kevin Conroy. His voice of Batman is a little deeper. It's altered. It's not like, whoa, and so I really like that with. And one thing is, Michael Keaton is scary as Batman in this movie, because when he first attacks, he kind of smiles, and he's still frightening. Because when he first attacks this criminal, he's like, what the heck are you? I'm Batman. And another thing with this is, in this movie, they still don't know if Batman still exists or not. So throughout this movie, there's this character named Mike Knox, who is also working with another reporter, Vicky Vale, who seen his take on Batman, or seen his thing in the paper about Batman, and she was interested, and she came all the way to Gotham City to find out what Batman is, who possibly Batman is, and if he's real or not. And another thing about this movie is the chemistry between Michael Keaton and Kim Basinger as Bruce Wayne and Vicky Vale is really good. It is really good, the chemistry that these two have. Because with Bruce, tries to make this work, and he really does, but Vicky is like, you know, why won't you let me in? When she eventually does, when they have a talk, she's like, you know, why won't you let me in? And he's like, you got in. And, you know, that's one thing he doesn't mind. He doesn't let other people in because he doesn't want them to know that he's Batman. And that's one of the other things in this movie is that when they talk about it, she's like, "Why do you have?" He's like, "You got in, but he's out there, and I have to go to work." And she's like, "But why? Why you?" He's like, "Because nobody else can." And it's not that no one else can do this. When she asks him why you, I don't even know what to think about this. He's like, "You know what? Sometimes even I don't know what I think about this, but it's just something I have to do." And when you see him become Batman, there is a lot of awesome scenes in this film, and probably I have at least two favorite scenes in this film. One of them is the final time when you see him dress up as Batman. It's really cool. That's one of the things I like. I like either seeing the hero suit up or fighting without his mask. But that's another story. Now I want to get into Jack Nicholson as the Joker. I think Jack Nicholson did a really good job as the Joker. There are multiple versions of the Joker. And, of course, he's always crazy, he's always psychotic. That's what every single character has, every actor who's played him has done, but every single person has put in a little bit of something extra. Like in this, Jack Nicholson's version of the Joker, before he even becomes the Joker, is a gangster. And, for those who don't know about the story of the Joker, there's multiple stories, but most of the time, usually how he becomes a Joker, he always falls into a thing of chemicals, and he comes out as the Joker. Well, in this, he does end up falling into chemicals, and, they do, this kind of thing, where you see his hand emerge from the water, and he's different, he's changed, and you're like, oh, crap. And, I keep saying, when he goes to his plastic surgeon, the plastic surgeon's like, let's see what we did. I have a lot to work with here. And he start you think that Jack Nicholson's crying. He's like, I'm sorry, I did the best I could. But then he starts laughing, and you see his face, and he doesn't have the paint on yet. So when he first, they do this other thing that I think is really good, that I think is really perfect, is you don't see what he looks like yet. When they have this little light above him, he smashes it and destroys it, and you can't really see what he looks like. But when he comes back to the main office, Jack Nicholson does this kind of switch. In the beginning of the movie, he's this gangster, and then, he goes from... When he finally emerges as the Joker, he goes from the gangster to psychotically insane Joker. And so, when he's having this shoot-off with this guy, he's like, Jack is dead, my friend. You can call me Joker. And as you can see, I'm a lot happier. And then he starts shooting, and, he just starts dancing and everything. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect! Because he acknowledges that the person that he used to be is dead. And then he's this new guy. He's this new persona. He is the Joker. This guy is dead. I look at it as, for those who have watched, or who have either read the graphic novel or who have watched Watchmen, when they're interviewing Rorschach, he talks about how there is only Rorschach now because there was a thing that he discovered, and it just drove him crazy, and he stepped over the line. He killed somebody, and he said, from then on I knew there was only Rorschach. Rorschach is only here. Not this other person. It's just Rorschach. And I thought that was really cool. I thought how he was like, Jack is dead, man. You can call me Joker. Oh, boy. And one of my favorite scenes, my second favorite scene in this whole movie, is when he goes to this art gallery. And he's like, boys, time to make some art. And they go around painting things and messing up art, and Joker's just dancing around, having a fun time. And he paints a dollar sign on George Washington. They paint a head sculpture with green paint and a smiley face on him, and I was like, okay, that's pretty funny. Another thing that they got right with the Joker is they got his gags right. when he's at a meeting, he shakes someone's hand, and it's the buzzer that kills people. When he's fighting Batman, he punches him, and he blots out the chomping teeth. His flower, and seeing all those props, it made me feel like they really brought the character to life. Jack Nicholson, I thought, did a good job as the Joker. And one thing, and also another thing I want to touch on, is when Heath Ledger was supposed to play the Joker, he went to Jack Nicholson for advice. And unfortunately, when he heard about his untimely death, they're like, "What do you think about Mr. Ledger's death?" And all Jack Nicholson says is, "I warned him." And with that, it shows that Jack Nicholson was basically like, "Look, playing this character, it is a really tough thing to do. It is a dark character." And just hearing him say that, I was like, oh my gosh. So he even admits having a tough time getting away from the Joker character. But honestly, my favorite character in this whole movie is frickin' Bob. Bob is the Joker's handyman, and so like throughout the movie, he's like, "You are my number one guy." But as a comic book film, it is a solid A+. I feel like they got everything that they were trying to do right. The only thing about that movie that bugged me is the costume a little bit, but it's just because of it was the first costume. So, but I'm like, his mouth is too wide and the eyes are a little bit too much. They fixed that in Batman Returns. But other than that, I strongly suggest you, it's on Netflix. I strongly suggest you go and watch this movie. If you just want to watch a good movie in general, this is it. It has good acting, it has good chemistry, it has good action scenes, it has good atmosphere, it has good set designs. And one thing that you cannot deny is the film is beautiful because of how the scenes are. And you know, if anyone says, "Well, I thought you said the scenes were dirty," yes. Some of the scenes are, but some of the sets are, but that's the thing. That's the image of Gotham City. You know, they say Gotham is rotting with crime, with street thugs and everything like that. And when you see this, like the first couple minutes of the film, they walk you through Gotham City and they show you like what it's like. You know, you see crime, you see prostitutes. You just see what Gotham is like. And I was like, that is really cool. That is really showing homage to Gotham City. You see it come from the comics to life. Now, as a film, it's a great film. There was not one thing that disappointed me about this film. They showed the Batcave, they showed vehicles, they showed Joker's gags, his weapons. They actually showed a lot of Batman's other weapons too. Now, there are some cheesy moments. I mean, it's in this early day, it's in this age of film. I forget when this movie came out. That's a shame. I should really know. But it does have its cheesy moments, and what movie doesn't? But with Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, and Kim Basinger, they really do a good job bringing these characters to life, and you will not be disappointed. I strongly suggest you check this film out. I have it on Blu-ray, and I have it on a regular disc. So, guys, that's been another episode of Nostalgic Videos. I give this movie an A+. I really do. Not just as a comic book film, but as a film in general. But guys, put in the comments below, what do you think about the very first Tim Burton Batman film? What did you think about it? What did you think about Michael Keaton's version of Batman? What did you think about the chemistry between even him and the Joker? I really want to know what you guys think. I strongly suggest you guys check this film out on Netflix. You will not be disappointed. But yeah, guys, have a good day. And thank you for taking your time out of your day to watch my videos. I really appreciate it. You know, I want to keep making more and more videos for you, my fans, and for those who keep inspiring me to do better. I really thank you for messaging me and telling me what I need to fix. I really do. It really means a lot, and I just hope that you all keep watching and enjoying it. Guys, you have a good day.